I'm very sleepy. Testing. Hello. I know you can hear me. I didn't leave the microphone on purpose. I usually mute it at this point, but whatever. I'm not doing anything bad. Just give me a second. Just give me a little second here. I need to reset some stuff here. Alright. I might be good to go. Alright, cut my music. And here I am. Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to some more GGHF Live. We're back playing some more One Piece Pirate Warriors 3. I am very sleepy. I'm actually pretty damn tired, but I don't know why. I just felt it in me that I just needed to stream something today, so I'm just gonna go ahead and play some more Pirate Warriors like how I did yesterday. We're moving on from last time where we finished with Captain Kuro with all the Usopp stuff, and then we did Baratier with Don Krieg. And now we're moving on to the big one, which is essentially the entire Nami story arc with Belmare and Arlong and all that stuff. So yeah. I just went through, I went ahead and did you guys a favor and just, skipped over to where the level actually starts. Or at least in terms of the dialogue. You guys should be able to hear everything just fine. There's a fly here. I just started streaming and now I just noticed a fly. Maybe I may need to bring it up a little bit. But I am going to be talking a lot, so who knows. Love that Persona 5 music. Yeah, totally Persona 5. And not from Persona 3 at all. You sure know your Persona 5 music. I have Persona 5, but still have not played it yet. I should play it. Well, that's probably why you think it's from Persona 5, because that song is not from Persona 5 at all. I can tell that you haven't played it. You were close. You were 2 games away, and many, many years apart. The styles of music aren't even similar. What's wrong, my magnificent navigator? Oh yeah. Persona 3, I mean, yeah, there you go. The dirty Marines came to take my money. What? Me no care. You human, you bad. When did I break my word? Yeah, it's, I said the same thing before, in the previous episode, that, you know, they try to hit similar emotional beats and stuff, but, like, all of the build-up and, you know, there's a lot of little details that sort of prevent this from actually being very impactful. They try to have all of these, like tear-jerking moments or heart-wrenching moments. But, like, yeah, but then this, right, is, like, super summarized. This is how you know that this is mostly just for the fans and not for new people. I don't think any video game adaptation of any anime is good for any newcomers. I mean, if you don't want to, like, you know, spend too much time, with a show and you just want to know the bare basics, then you can definitely do that. But, you know, in terms of truly captivating, you know, moments like these, the help me moment and stuff. Yeah, and like even the voice acting and stuff, like it's just not the same. It's just very differently timed and stuff. How is this game? Pretty good. I mean, I've played this game for a good long while. I already beat the entire thing multiple times on PS4, and this is me playing it on Switch. Got that deluxe edition that I found on a sale. Whenever I'm not playing Hades, I guess I'm playing this now. Is Nami, Nika Robin, and Boa Hancock, the Lucy Ursa, and Wendy of One Piece. I don't know. I don't know anything about fairy tales, so you tell me. You probably know better than I do. There are millions. There are so many different, like, attractive women in Hot Piece and One Piece. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know anything about fairy tale. Who's that punk? Man, they just should have had a cinematic where they show Luffy just punching Arlong. Those kinds of, you know, punches and attacks are really satisfying. I do need to bring down the volume just a little bit. What are you guys, like, doing a little dance right in front of me? You're supposed to be killing me, not recreating your awkward prom. So yeah, apologies in advance if I end up, like, talking either really low or just not talking at all, because I'm coming into this live stream, like, you know, just falling over, sleeping, so, I don't know why. I could have easily have just not done a stream today, but just something within me just made me want to do it, so. So here I am, even though it'll probably suck because I'm in sleep mode right now. I'm literally just talking with my I'm sleeping with my eyes open right now. And pretending to talk. There we go. Gosh, I think out of everybody that you can play as, playing as Luffy is probably the most satisfying. I mean, it's cool that you can play as, like, Sanji and Zoro, and even Usopp is, you know, I like that they let you, but most other characters are not that, I mean, they're fun to play with, but they're not as fun to play with as, you know, with someone like Luffy or, you know, somebody with, like, you know, big, like, mega devil fruit powers or whatever. Really? These guys are nothing. Why are you letting yourself get all taken over? Fishermen. Oh, there we go. They're coming out of the... Yeah, that's what fishermen are. People just come out of waterfalls. Okay, here we go. Oh! Right, we gotta wait for this attack to end. Done. Alright, there we go. No more time to play fire. I'll pass on dying. Yeah, it's weird. They like to, like... There are a lot of parts in the story that they just totally skip over. But then there's, like, small stuff like this that they include for some reason. Just odd. He said to no one. Right. So this is supposed to be like Nami's story or whatever, and the first thing they show is Usopp. Yeah, it's odd. I don't know why, of all the things, they show that. But fine. It's not a bad thing, you know, just odd. It's like when you play a Dragon Ball game, and you just have to, like, guess what transformations they're going to include and what they're not going to include. And then, like, what they're gonna name it, right? Because there's always, like, these weird names that the Dragon Ball video games always have for their different transformations, especially when it's not clear, right? Like, what is this? Is this, like, Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta? Or is this Super Vegeta? Or is this, like, Ultra Super Saiyan? Or some bullshit like that, right? And then depending on what the video game's called the transformations, the fan base just like latches onto it. As if it was like the official name for it. Like it matters, you know, but still. Alright, so what we have to do is that we have to do away with this river of people so that Usopp can advance and do whatever it is he needs to do. Whatever hero stuff he needs to get done. And yeah, there he is. Don't worry, don't worry. I got all you guys. Come on, don't walk slower just because there's one person here in the area. Ooh, yeah. Alright. So we got Zoro maxed out, but we can have Sanji. We can have everybody else maxed out, and then we can do the super duper ultra hyper attack whenever we want. Yoi! There we go. Opened up a path for you. There we go. Run like hell. Not really. Not one person has to stay. Oh, where the hell did you go? You just... There we go. Jumped into the air and did something. Destroyed the switch by sniping, which stops water, I guess. Can we just, like, walk through the water? I guess not with Luffy. There we go. Advance! I remember thinking the 4Kids dub was the most badass thing ever. You poor child. I was not a very smart 9-year-old. I don't think a lot of people were super smart at 9 years old, especially not with, like, a show that you didn't know anything about, and the 4Kids dub was, like, you know, your very first exposure to One Piece. You just assumed that that's what the show was, right? How would you know at 9 years old if there was, like, a different version of the show that was, like, the way that it was intended, the original with a different language that you didn't understand, that sounded a little weird, you know? Of course you're gonna gravitate more to that version. That's what all of those television guys always do. They try to appeal to people as much as they can, appeal to their sensibilities, or, you know, stereotype in a way that is more comfortable to consume, instead of anything that challenges your viewpoint in any way. That's what they do. A lot of media, a lot of the stuff that you see, like in the TV, or in the radio, or on the internet, a lot of it is very highly concocted to, you know, hit a lot of the brain stuff in your mind to get you to keep watching, to get addicted to it. Kind of like free-to-play games. It's a lot of psychological tricks to get you to keep on going and going and going. How is One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 compared to this? Based on reviews that I've read and footage and stuff that I've seen, it seems like it's better. And mostly because it's the same game, but it just has more content. It just continues on from the Dressrosa stuff. I mean, first of all, it does the proper Dressrosa stuff, where you actually see the real ending and, you know, do the Coliseum stuff and whatever. You get, you know, actual proper characters there, as opposed to just, like, Doflamingo and that's it. And then, like, Sabo. You know, like, the only two Dressrosa characters, Doflamingo and Sabo. As opposed to, like, the fucking dozens of characters that show up in that arc. And it moves on all the way to Wano, to where we are right now. But even then, like, that ending is not real. It's like some fake made-up ending, because not even in the manga the arc has ended. It's all, like, pre-Onigashima, so all the Onigashima stuff is, like, so completely made up. But I hear that it's pretty good. Obviously, like, the graphics and stuff are a little better. 4Kids TV is about as evil as Umbrella Corp. I wouldn't say that. They just dub cartoons. They don't turn people into zombies. At least not literally. But, they're just... I don't say they're evil. It just comes from a place of cynicism, I guess. They're just stupid and ignorant, and you just cynically think that, like, children are gonna buy into all the stupid stuff that they change around, right? A lot of it is just hubris, arrogance, just thinking that people, that they know better. That's always been like an America kind of thing, right? Well, I don't know, maybe other countries do this as well, where, like, they look at a show that's popular and people are excited that is making it over to their country, right? But then, like, the producers or whoever, like, localizers, whoever's bringing the show over, For some reason, they think that they know better than the people that created the original show that made it popular in the first place to be worth to be moved on another country. They think they know better, so they, like, change all of this stuff to, like, no, they're not in Japan. They're in Los Angeles. They're not eating, you know, rice balls. They're not eating onigiri. They're eating, you know, they don't know what onigiri is. That's weird. They don't know. That's not ice cream and pizza and sandwiches. You know, so let's just turn it into jelly donuts. Something like that. Oh no, this person's name is not Matsugu Kazuya. It's, Johnny Henderson or something like that, alright? Oh, this person's name is not Mayoi. It's Maya. It's not, you know, Ryuichi. It's Sanderson, you know? And a lot of the girl names is always, like, really frustrating, right? Like, no, it's not Miyuki and Asuka and you know, Yukari or something. It's Jackie, Courtney, and Jenny. And they want to stop the big evil bullies from canceling Recess forever. We love to go shopping and looking up all of the latest fashion. You know, all of those dubs that just make every character sound like a fucking commercial for something else. But again, that's also like my warped perspective from like a significantly more cynical adult that has very obviously not seen a 4Kids dub in like fucking 15 years. Alright, Usopp's next and leveling up here. It's just other people thinking that they know better. Just a lot of arrogance on the part of the people that are bringing the show over, and I don't think that's necessarily evil, just unfortunate. Who's trying to flee? Oh my god, that guy all the way over there? Alright, as long as it's not locked out or anything, if I can make it over there. How are there so many people here? We've been kicking ass left and right, and these guys are just... Oh, there we go. There we go. Luffy helped the villager. Okay, I need to... There we go. What's your favorite MCU movie? Gosh. I don't know. That's a tough question because there's a lot of them. There's really a lot of them. I really like, Spider-Man, the first one. A lot of people like Far From Home. A lot of people don't like Far From Home. I think Far From Home is just fine. But I think the first one has, like, a better twist and is more fun and has, like, more direction, I guess. Has more of a purpose. To me, you know, Far From Home, even though it was good, I liked it just fine. It just felt like it was like an anime filler arc or something, right? Like, it wasn't like the true big adventure. It was just, you know, some, like, side thing. Traveling somewhere else. Trying to see if the girl that you likes you back. You know, just stuff like that. Oh, I can't advance. At least not from this direction. To run all over. Gain control of the enemy territory. Alright, sounds easy enough. West Wharf has been captured and the gates are open. Oh, now they're open. I didn't even do shit. There we go. Speed up these guys. Yeah, I like, I mean, I like the Avengers movies. I mean, Avengers, Age of Ultron, Infinity War, Endgame. All of those are fine. I mean, obviously you have to, you know, most likely watch all of the other Marvel movies to be able to get it or to, like, fully appreciate them, right? So it's a little tough to watch them without watching all the other ones. So when you're Spider-Man movie with Scorpion as the villain, sure, there's a lot of Spider-Man villains out there. They're never gonna run out of stuff. Although I get the feeling that Scorpion is not like the most popular guy ever. So movie producers and, you know, people that want to, you know, get asses to sit in movie theater seats, metaphorically, because now people just watch their movies at home. They're probably gonna go for somebody that, you know, appeared in the older Sam Raimi movies but hasn't appeared in the MCU, right? Like Green Goblin and Venom and all of those. They're gonna go for the more popular ones, you know? They probably go for Carnage before they ever go for Scorpion or Shocker, you know? Probably going for Rhino. They'll go for all the popular ones first, and then... Although, there's always that inevitable rumor of like, oh, the Sinister Six are gonna be the villains. But that's too much, because then like, the big reason for why Spider-Man 3 wasn't that good, it was because it was too bloated with too many villains and shit. And that was only 3, imagine 6. I'm waiting for the hero to be like on Spider-Man. The girl says, yeah, no, it's pretty obvious. Are you winning, son? I'm winning. God, all these villagers look really ugly. What other Marvel movie do I like? I guess the original Iron Man. Iron Man 1, I like. And all the other Iron Man ones, even though, like, it's really ironic. Iron Man is probably my favorite character in the MCU, but he probably has the worst movies. Because they're all the same damn thing. It's all about, like, Tony Stark having this internal conflict of, like, am I really a good guy or am I a bad guy? All of these weapons that I sold, oh no, it's destroying lives. You know, it's always that same thing. And then, like, oh no, I have to stop the bad guy, but my house got blown up. I don't have all of my cool technology anymore. Oh, but I can make something out of, like, a bunch of scrap, and there we go. That's usually how it always happens. Or, like, you know, evil version of the Iron Man suit. That's always the villain, right? There's always some scumbag businessman that's like, oh, I have Iron Man suit, but is the evil version. That's how it always is. But that's all Marvel movies. That's all superheroes, just in general. You know, I like Ant-Man. Ant-Man 1 and 2 were good. But, like, who the hell is the villain, you know? It's another Ant-Man suit, but yellow. And then it's like... Black Panther, right? It's like, well, what's the villain for Black Panther? Well, it's the exact same Black Panther suit, but I'm yellow. It's like that, just fucking palette swaps of the same guy. I hate it. And then, like, Spider-Man is like, well, what's the big villain for Spider-Man? Well, actually, a lot of really different villains. But eventually you get to Venom, right? And it's like, well, it's like Spider-Man, but it's black. And then, Carnage, well, it kind of looks like Venom, but it's red, you know? Open a route to Arlong Tower. Oh, I guess I gotta conquer that territory over there. I hate that. Different versions of the same, like, hero guy is just annoying. Well, I can't get to where I need to go. I guess I gotta wait for Usopp to show up. Well, there aren't any enemies here. Usopp has reached the goal. What you gonna do? I guess you're gonna shoot that and open the waterfall floodgates. Civil War is fine. I like it just fine. Winter Soldier is fine. Yeah. I guess those are the ones that a lot of people gravitate towards. I like those just fine as well. All of the Marvel movies eventually start to, like, blend together into one big movie, as opposed to having any kind of, like, identity of their own, because they're all so, like, homogenized and have the same structure. That, you know, even though they look like they have quality on the surface, a lot of it is like, well, when is the inevitable moment where this thing happens? And when does that happen, you know? Like, they start to get really predictable. I'd rather have Carnage just fight Venom instead. I'm not that invested to have a horse in any race. You forgot to say that with the Russian accent. Iron Man had 3 Russian villains in the comic: Titanium Man, Whiplash, and Crimson Dynamo. I don't know who any of those people are. But power to you for knowing all that. P5 Strikers have been a nice change of pace for the Muso formula, and Koei Recon most original Muso game that they made in a long time. Recon? Yeah, I played the demo for Strikers and it was really good. I like that. It essentially stays true to the RPG by having spells and weaknesses and being able to capture other demons and stuff. I like it. I like that is very much... It says a lot about the potential future of Persona and what that's gonna probably end up looking like in the future, right? I doubt that Persona 6, the inevitable Persona 6, I doubt that it'll be a turn-based game anymore. I feel like Persona 5 has like enough mainstream appeal that when they make a new one, they'll probably turn it into an action game. It'll probably be like what Persona 5 Strikers is, but maybe just a little bit more fleshed out. And so I was always worried about that idea. It's like, they're gonna ruin it. I really like the turn-based kind of thing. It feels right, you know? It's not really a formula that has lost its edge or anything. I've always liked how the turn-based system is. I think a lot of really great RPGs are turn-based. But after playing Persona 5 Strikers and seeing how good it feels to play with that game, and seeing how well all of the other stuff translates into an action game kind of format, I'm okay with it, you know, whatever Persona 6 ends up looking. My gut feeling is that it's not going to be turn-based anymore. So, at least now I know that if it's like Koei Tecmo who's gonna, or like Omega Force who's gonna end up developing that, or maybe like the Persona team or Atlas, that they're gonna end up, you know, using that as like a base for something new, then I'm really happy that, you know, they're starting it off on the right foot, you know? This is nothing but a good sign. Do you like DCU? No, not at all. I don't really know a lot about Marvel, first of all. So just imagine DC. I don't know anything. And I'm not interested in it either. It's like the edgelord fucking like shitty version of all that Marvel MCU stuff, you know? The DC comics are kind of like when somebody looks at Minecraft and they say, oh my god, the game would be so much better if they just added guns to it. So they mod guns into it and they think it's better because you have a gun. That's what DC is, you know? Oh yeah, you know, Marvel is like welcoming, it has a sense of humor and it's colorful and fun. But we're like the edgy, serious, dark superhero stuff. Ooh. We're all like, you know, like mulling over stuff, and we're like brooding and sad about things, and it's just boring. It just doesn't, they try to be all edgy with it and they end up looking ridiculous. And then, you know, when the serious stuff didn't work, they went like full on like Borderlands with it. They went all crazy with it with like, oh, Birds of Prey and Suicide Squad. We're all crazy. Ooh, we have, you know, whatchamacallit. We have like 80s music in the background of our trailers, you know? We have, how do you call this one? That song. Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? I forget the name of that song. But like, you know. They just want to play it up as all silly now, but I think it's too little too late. Most of the DC movies have been terrible, especially that Wonder Woman one. The 1984 one fucking sucks shit. The animation studio that made Batman vs. Ninja Turtles gonna make an adaptation of TMNT vs. Ghostbusters. That's nice. Gives you a nice challenge on most of the games lack. Yeah. Ghostbusters now. I only like Batman and Deadpool. Don't really care about other superheroes. Bohemian Rhapsody, there we go, that was the name of it. I don't know why I forgot the name of that song. It's one of the most popular and most awesome songs ever, and I just forgot about it. Oh, there we go. Now they opened the path up here. Alright, Usopp, follow me. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Batman. The only Batman movies that I like is essentially the Dark Knight trilogy. Batman Begins, Dark Knight Returns, or whatever. Dark Knight Rises. All of those are cool, and I would even say that Dark Knight Rises isn't that good either, but like Dark Knight specifically is fantastic. One of the best movies just in general, not even in terms of superhero movies. What other good ones? I mean, a lot of the earlier, like the older Batman movies. You know, Batman and Robin was like super silly. But, you know, that one has its charm, I think. That one's fun. There's a lot of good Batman stuff out there, but in terms of everyone else, that's the tough part, right? They can't really get, you know, all of the other superheroes right. Ironically, I think the greatest that DC has ever done for their comic book stuff isn't the cartoons. I think everything that everything good that Marvel has in terms of the movies, DC definitely has that for the animated series that they make. I feel like Marvel doesn't hold a candle to the DC cartoons. But if you want to flip it to Hollywood and look at these big $1 million movies, then Marvel absolutely annihilates DC. I think they're both good at certain things. And I think DC with, you know, Teen Titans and Justice League cartoon and the Batman animated series and, you know, whatchamacallit with these other things, there were a bunch of other series that were, like, animated. Yeah, the Superman animated one was also really good. There's a bunch of really great animated DC stuff. And I feel like a lot of it still holds a pretty good candle to, today. I feel like a lot of those still hold up. But, yeah, I don't know. I feel like if they wanna... if they wanna compete with DC in terms of movies, they have to stop making live-action shit. They really have to stop and just make animated movies. Because it's all of the animated movies that are good, story-wise, and they're not limited necessarily by, like, you know, live-action budget and what big, popular, famous actor they're gonna spend half of their money on, you know? I just feel like making shit live-action is super overrated. People don't really realize the value of cartoons because at least here in America, everybody just assumes that because it's animated is therefore for children. And so then when you go into the movie theater and your parents stupidly, like, don't do their research or don't watch the trailers or anything, you just see the cartoon and they want their kid to shut the fuck up and watch a movie for 2 hours. And then they'll see, like, some violence or, like, fucking bad girl fucking Batman or something like that. And it's like, oh, I am appalled by this. It's like, well, bitch, should have done your research. Not all animated shit is for kids. Some of it is for adults, or some of it is for everybody, for kids and adults alike, you know? Just because kids can watch it, that doesn't mean that it's exclusively for kids. Just look at Looney Tunes and stuff, you know? Look at Tom and Jerry, look at the Animaniacs or something like that, you know? There's so many, like, kid shit that you actually, like, you know, read the script and it's like, fuck, this was supposed to be for kids? Oh my god. Is this the part where Arlong gets punched in the face? Oh yeah, it's gonna happen. That's awesome. I love that they did this. Yeah! Not as good as in the manga, but still pretty good. Speaking of rock music. When did we talk about rock music? Oh, I guess I mentioned Bohemian Rhapsody, so I guess that just launched a whole other thing. Okay, it's just AC/DC talk. Oh, that was fast. I almost got this guy killed pretty soon. Nope. Ooh, boy. There we go. Alright, get fucked. Not all cartoons are for kids. If you're not sure that is, I know girls who are gay for Jessica Rabbit. Well, that has nothing to do with it. Being horny has nothing to do with it. Like, we're talking about, like, the content and the lessons and, you know, the quality, the animation, the subject matters, you know, the fact that, you know, sometimes cartoons might have guns in them or you know, like, some, like, mafia-looking dude or, you know, just have, like, dark comedy or violence or just really mature themes, you know, or stories that go beyond just, like, one 10-minute episode, right? Just animations that have story arcs and a continuous story, just a whole bunch of stuff, you know? When I mean that not all of them are for kids, I don't just mean sexy stuff. I don't just mean big boobs or violence, right? I'm talking about, you know, more than just SpongeBob, you know? Stuff that goes beyond that. You think that for how long anime has been going and for how much people have been loving it, you think that eventually like Western animations, or people that look at cartoons cynically. Like, you think that after people getting so riled up over like Attack on Titan and My Hero Academia, you think people would fucking get the goddamn picture and realize that there's more to it than that? That, you know, cartoons are not just like SpongeBob and like, you know, Courage the Cowardly Dog or Dexter's Laboratory. Like, it's none of that shit anymore. I mean, you have like more modern stuff like Adventure Time and Regular Show, but like, even that has like, you know, a totally different feel to it, right? Than like any typical sort of cartoon. I just feel like cartoons are evolving significantly. They have been for a long time. I don't think cartoons ever stopped growing. But, there's this vision that like, you know, cartoons are still like Mickey Mouse or some shit, you know? And just like the Pyra and Mithra thing, right? People can very easily oversimplify something when they're very ignorant about it and don't know anything about it. And the same thing goes for cartoons, right? Like all of the parents and people that like think that cartoons should be this, and that. Well, it's because it's all the bullshit that you grew up with. You don't know anything about the cartoons now. And you don't know how people consume cartoons and for what reason, right? And so all you can say is just be like, well, be more like the thing that I know, right? And they'll speak with confidence over what's not okay, even though they don't engage with the thing that they don't like, right? You'd be surprised at how many things can be explained with just, oh, you're just very ignorant about it, and you're just like latching and stretching based on what you know. Which, you know, you either don't know anything, or you just know the stuff that you grew up with, which is not the same as what is going on now. You know, it's been like 20, 30 years since then. So, like, eventually shit has to change, right? For better or for worse, right? Because then there's good changes in that just the quality of the writing is better. And there's, like, story arcs and better developed characters and, you know, lessons and stuff that are more nuanced and stuff, right? Like, one good example is, you know, cartoons that acknowledge same-sex relationships and stuff like that, when there's, like, gay characters or lesbian characters. The two girls from Adventure Time, Princess, Cotton Ball or whatever the fuck, with that other Marceline. Like, the two characters that look identical to one another. You know, the girls that look like practically twins, but one of them is pink and one of them is black. And the two of them have, like, a thing going on. Like, you know, that's a good example. But then there's the bad changes, where it's like, oh, this triggers me, so change it, right? Or like, oh, this is so inappropriate. What would the children think, right? And it's not what would the children think. It's what I, the adult, think, because I assume the children are stupid and that they're just going to be brainwashed by something that they don't even know what it is, right? Is usually people that look too deeply into something, and the kids don't look deeply into it, but they still complain and they want it changed. And yeah. It goes both ways, you know? There's a lot of, like, you know, progress that can be really good, and it can be really bad. For me, the good progress is just higher quality production and writing, and just creating shows that have more intention behind them, as opposed to just, how can we, like, dilute this so that it's, like, fucking watery bland, you know? I'd rather have shows that, like, take more risks, you know, and do rile up some feathers, as opposed to one that just plays it super safe, you know? And that's probably why people like, you know, like My Little Pony and stuff so much. Like the original My Little Pony, because then they fucked it up with stuff like Equestria Girls, where it very much just seems like any other show, like any other. And I know this because I was curious, you know, this whole brony stuff started coming up, where like, why are there so many people that love My Little Pony? And it had Netflix at the time, so I was like, fuck it, let's watch it. And on top of that, at the time, I had a really, really small little sister that was like fucking 4 and 5, and she obviously loved watching that show too. And I would watch it alongside her, on top of me watching it on my own, just to, you know, see what the whole fuss was about. And I saw like 2 full seasons. And for a kid's show, for girls, it's pretty good. I mean, and is definitely not the kind of show that is like bland, right? That one, like, legit has, like, a couple of story arcs in there, right? It has some funny stuff in it. All of the personalities are well-defined, and they do interesting things with them, right? As opposed to just, like... It just doesn't feel fake, right? My Little Pony is a very safe show, but it has some nice lessons, and it's not fake. It feels genuine when they make a new episode, right? But then, you know, they turn all of the regular ponies into, like, normal human teenage girls, and then it's all about, oh, that boy I like, oh, the prom, oh, fashion... and then it just kind of goes down to shitter, right? Like, everything that made it special is just sort of not there anymore. That's what I mean with, like, you know, good changes and bad changes. And it has, like, nothing to do with, like, politics and stuff like that. American cartoons were at its best in the early 2000s, with shows like TMNT 2003 and Teen Titans. I grew up with 2003 TMNT. I firmly believe that that's one of the best, if not the best, forms of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's funny how, like, the Ninja Turtles are like the Legend of Zelda. You know, there's, like, multiple different, like, generations of TMNT, where, like, every kid grew up with a different version of it. And I grew up with those, like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Turtles counting up, turtles! Yeah. Like, the Ninja Turtles go to, like, space and shit like that. I like that one, but again, like, it's been a while. No Nami? My god, man, we already finished Arlong Park. Why the fuck am I not playing as Nami? Shit. Okay, we haven't played as Usopp yet. I'm probably gonna regret it, but let's, fuck it, let's do it. Well. Let's see. I saw a Cartoon Network cartoon that had Nazis in it. I mean, like, swastikas and pretty accurate depictions of German soldiers, Nazis. Okay. So, like, what was the purpose of it, you know? Unless it was, like, not pro-Nazi propaganda. Unless the cartoon is called Why I Love Hitler. Then, you know, you gotta give me more context. Just, the existence of the bad thing doesn't necessarily mean that you endorse that. You know, the existence of something doesn't inherently imply its endorsement. That's something that a lot of people just can't seem to fucking realize. That always pisses me off whenever people get all up in a tizzy. I'm like, what if kids watch it? Okay, well, why don't you fucking teach your kids some shit about, like, what all this stuff means instead of, like, being afraid of it, you know? Like, it's fucking radioactive or some shit. Like, just educate people so that when you see that imagery, you're not scared. If anything, you know, you learn from it and it's like, okay, this is a thing that happened in the past, you know? Because if you keep hiding all of this stuff from people, is that phrase that everybody says, you know? If you forget your history, you're bound to repeat it. And that's already happening. The history is already repeating itself. Because people decide to be, like, blissfully ignorant of all of this stuff, but, like, not putting all of the uncomfortable stuff in the forefront and confronting it, you know? By not, like, acknowledging, hey, you know, this stuff is bad, but, hey, you know, it happened, and now we just have to move on from it. But, like, treating the, treating, like, Nazi imagery and treating, like, slurs and you know, all of these uncomfortable stuff as if, like you're saying Voldemort's name at Hogwarts or something, like, that doesn't help. Because it just adds more power to something that you don't want to have power, right? It's kind of like when people say, like, man, when you repeat a word, the same word many times to yourself, it kind of loses its meaning and just feels like a bunch of noise. I don't understand why people just can't get the fucking picture about all of these other uncomfortable things that they don't like to hear. Like all of the N-words and C-words and A-words and all that stuff. Like, you know, you hear so many controversies about people saying the N-word or whatever, and it's like, hasn't it reached the point where, like, people just stop giving a shit after a certain point? You know? So that, you know, you stop making the people that say those words important, you know? Stop giving them the attention, even if it's bad attention. It's like, eventually, yeah, good shot of introducing Toshigi with a boob shot and then her face. Right, my eyes are up here. But, it's just silly. People would rather be in panic and afraid than to, like, actually face their fears and just learn and be educated about it. We're not necessarily saying that you have to love it, you know, or to, you know, join the Nazi party or anything like that. That's not what anyone is saying. It's just, you know, get to grips with it. Accept it as a part of life, you know? It's something that sucks, something that's awful, something that you don't want to have happen again, right? So you want to constantly be reminding people about it. Whenever you need to, right? Not every day, obviously. But, like, if you keep, like, trying to, like, never bring it up, like it's a dirty word or something. This happens with dead people a lot. Is like, oh, don't besmirch his name or don't mention him or something. It's like, why? You know, there's just so much stuff that, at least in the Western culture, people just don't like, you know, hearing other people mention it. Where it's like, you're just making it worse by wanting to, like, not talk about it, you know? What would history teachers do? I remember I was in an art history class one day, And there was like this like important document or like a quote from somebody for a specific art piece, and it had like the guy was saying the N-word. And then the teacher was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna say that. I apologize." She was like apologizing. I was like, "But you didn't fucking write it. You didn't come up with it." I'm like, just whatever. Who cares if you say it? You know? I know you're not coming from a place of aggression or hate or anything. You're just reading someone else's words. And whatever, you know, it was like the fucking 1800s or whatever. Like, that's how it was back then, right? You don't get to decide how the fucking world is made, you know? That's the harsh reality. And look at me, I'm not white, you know? I'm Mexican, I'm brown, you know? I'm as brown as a white boy that was born and thrown into the toaster for just a little bit too long. And I have gotten called the N-word a lot. And when I correct people and I say I'm not black, they say, oh, so you're a sand, you know? You're one of them, you know, SNs, I guess. A sand N-word. And it's like, you know, but I don't let that affect me, you know? Because they don't know me. They don't know me. If people think that I don't know the struggle and like, you don't know, there's history with that. Well, yeah, well, I have the sand history of that, you know? And I'm still sitting here telling all those people to go fuck themselves because all of that is not gonna work on me. I'm stronger than that. I know better than that. And like, I just completely disarm all of the ignorant idiots that don't know me. They don't know anything about me, so they just reach at the most like surface level shit. And so they just, you know, disappearances and just say whatever slur that they know is gonna trigger you, right? So like, haha, I'm better because you're weak. You know, I can just say this word and you just fall over crying. And I'm just here like, yeah, sure. Whatever, bitch. Whatever. Have a nice day. See ya, you know? I don't care, you know? I don't know why I started talking about this. Oh, it's because of cartoons. Yeah, cartoons that they get changed for the good and for the bad, you know? And a lot of it for the bad is like the political correctness stuff. Yeah, people like trying to like pretend that like, you know, old Looney Tunes cartoons had Nazis in them or whatever. Or like there was like a Donald Duck Nazi cartoon or whatever, like trying to pretend that doesn't exist. I'm like, no, it's good that we acknowledge that it exists. So that people don't fucking, you know, do something like that again. Or I don't know. I watched an anti-German Disney cartoon in history class. And the teacher stopped midway and asked the Jewish kid if he was offended. And he was like, why would I be offended? Yeah, it's like, why? The teacher didn't make it. I'm like, well, fine, whatever. You can't be wasting your life. You can't be wasting your time getting mad over everything. I should know. And then he said, it's like if Superman saved you from a burning building and you got pissed off at him. Yeah. And again, like, just because there is imagery of something uncomfortable, that doesn't mean that the content itself is endorsing it, right? Just because you watch a TV show where someone's house gets burned down, that doesn't mean that you endorse people's house getting burned down. Just because you watch a Star Wars movie where Darth Vader cuts Luke Skywalker's hand off, that doesn't mean that you endorse, you know, child mutilation or something like that, right? Like, people just need to fucking learn to look beyond the surface level and stop being so, like, just living in constant suspicion of everyone and everything, you know? Finding the flaws in everyone just makes you very unlikable and paranoid of everything. You can't enjoy life that way, in my opinion. Obviously, when bad shit happens, then just say, hey, that's bad shit. But, like, you have to, like, actually be sure of it. You can't just be like, there is something that kind of looks like a swastika, therefore the people making it are Nazis, and they're secretly trying to imprint psychological messages to control our kids. And it's like, okay, Alex Jones, fucking calm down. It's not like that. What a shitty superpower. I am going to regret my time playing as Usopp here. At least, like, in super duper, like, low level Usopp, I get the feeling that, you know, after a while when I level him up and I have, you know, a higher meter and more abilities and stuff, I'll probably have an easier time and more fun, but hey. Let's see. Special. Alright, let's conquer this territory. Defeat Marines and escape from the square. Alright, so it's literally just beat up everyone. Oh yeah, the 4-ton hammer. There's not actually 4 tons, it's just paper mache. Alright, Sanji. It's your turn. It's your turn for me to fill up all this stuff. Bah! Boom. Gosh, I am not making an impact here. Boom! They're here. Everyone is here. Yeah, I'm not really feeling the dawn on that. God, if it's really taking me forever to defeat Tashigi. God, if it's taking me forever to just do this little thing, I am scared for the rest of this level. Okay, finally. Defeat Tashigi. Where's Tashigi? Okay, gotta make my way around. And here she is. Well, luckily I'm a long-range guy. Gotta use my slingshot. Boom. Luffy has begun fighting Tashigi. Really, or is it me, the great Captain Usopp? Yo, hello Brandon, how you doing? Oh! Oh god, probably be easier if I just throw that fire thing. Agree. Wish people would stop getting offended by everything. The creator's making fiction. You should be able to make stuff up, and if you don't like it, just don't buy it or watch it. Just allow it to exist. Yeah, exactly. A lot of it is, it comes down to being more empathetic of other people, right? Just think, well, if you had something that you really loved, and everybody just totally, like, oversimplified it and misunderstood it, and just reduced it to something that is totally not what it is, like, wouldn't you fucking, like, you know, feel bad and be like, hey, man, like, I don't appreciate you, like, oversimplifying this thing that I love. There's obviously so much more to it, and it's so much more powerful than you think. But people are like, no, you're just a sexist, or you're just a pedophile, or you're just a racist, or you're just a Nazi, or whatever political Twitter thing that people want to spout out on that particular day, right? It's just, that make you feel like shit, and it make you want to defend it, right? And you should try it out. Just give it a little try. Nothing wrong with, you know, seeing it. Seeing it or playing it or whatever. It's just people being a bunch of scaredy cats. Like, they just gotta, like, learn to open themselves up to other things. Not necessarily accept them or to integrate them into their lives, you know? We're not asking for people to agree with everything that they see, you know? They don't have to like it, just, like, understand it. Comprehending something is not the same as, like, you know, normalizing it or you know, endorsing something or something like that. Sometimes it's just, you know, look at history teachers, right? History teachers that want to learn about World War II, that's not because they have this extreme love for Nazis. This is because they fucking want to know what happened. They're interested. That history is their passion. That doesn't mean anything. It's just somebody that studies a thing. If somebody, like, is like an animal studier and they want to learn all about, like, poisonous animals like snakes or spiders or whatever, that doesn't mean that they one day plan to poison somebody. They just, or they don't want to, like, you know, normalize poison, or they don't want to, like, endorse poisonous animals as pets. They just want to know about it, so that, you know, you're in some sort of situation where you might be coming across some poisonous animal. You'll know what that poisonous animal looks like. You'll know how they behave. You'll know, like, if you do get poisoned, like, will you die in, like, a minute? Or is, like, oh, you know, your arm is gonna go numb for a little bit, but, like, you know, have this antidote, or it'll go away on its own. Or something like that, right? Like, just... it's knowledge. It's knowledge so that we know how to traverse this crazy, crazy world of ours. It's not some petty, like, evil thing. Life is not a cartoon. Life is not a fucking, like, you know, movie where there's a clear good guy and bad guy, right? But unfortunately, people have the ego of a fucking movie protagonist. They have the ego of an Avenger. of a superhero that thinks that, you know, oh, they gotta take it upon themselves to, like, save people from, you know, the awful, bad, scary thing, right? When people would probably be better off, like, being knowledgeable about it. And then learning, okay, well, that'll teach me not to do that, you know? Or, like, when you start seeing signs of, you know, government's doing this kind of thing, then I'll know what that's gonna lead to, and we can warn the people, or, you know, legislate or vote against it, or something like that. It's all about knowledge. Knowledge is power. And power comes from keeping people stupid. You know? A lot of the people on the higher up, on the up and up, they benefit a lot from people wasting their time arguing over what Smash character should be in the game. Instead of actually talking about things that really matter, like why does this guy why doesn't he pay taxes? Why does this guy get to, like, go off on a yacht traveling vacation for 2 weeks while, you know, all of Texas, the whole south of America is, like, with no power and shit, you know? Why do all of these rich people, you know, well, why do they get to make all of the money, but then when a bunch of random people on Reddit make a lot of money with GameStop stocks, now suddenly it's like this fucking awful thing that needs to be stopped, right? That's how it is. If you keep all of the people stupid, or at least if you keep them passionate and like, you know, interested in other things that is not your little scam that you're trying to do, you can get away with a lot. And you can manipulate a lot of people too. We have the fortune that a lot of the manipulators out there get hired to just sell shit. Like fucking phones and razors and stuff like that. But a lot of other people want to do worse, you know, pretty bad shit. You know, like Facebook is a really good example of that. Where, like, you know, all of the fake news and stuff that goes on there. And not only that, but like the people that share it, right? All of the misinformation on social media wouldn't be so bad if you didn't have people that have, you know, kept on being stupid. People that have been left ignorant. That see that and they believe it and they share it, right? That's the key here. You know, you can blame fake news and misinformation and Facebook all you want, right? Facebook is not doing any of this shit on its own. They have to rely on people to actually act upon all of these things. You can blame Mark Zuckerberg all you want. It's your fucking stupid, uninformed grandma that keeps sharing all that shit. And Mark Zuckerberg didn't tell your grandma to do that. But I guess there is an argument for, like, little psychological tricks that, like, you know, clickbait and stuff that really, you know, psychologically persuades you to click on something and share it, I guess. But again, it boils down to, like, you know, how much was critical thinking, how important was critical thinking in your life when you were growing up and learning things, right? Because for a lot of people, it wasn't. It's just memorize this shit, pass the test, and you're good. The scream sounds like Squidward would make when he's in the bathtub and SpongeBob and Patrick just barge into the room when that happened. Okay. That is certainly a thing that happens in SpongeBob. My god, Usopp, you are very, like, not fun to play as. But I at the very least wanted to use you once. At least one time. I was fully planning on playing as Nami right now, but for some reason, even after Nami joining the crew, you cannot play as Nami quite yet. Head to Logetown Harbor and support allies. Alright, there's Zoro. Okay, I have everybody leveled up. I mean, everybody is part of the team attack thingy. Oh, what's that? Destroy the lightning rod. Well, I did it just with one hit. Thunderbolts are falling nearby because the lightning rod has been destroyed. All of you are going to die. I'm about to kill 1,000 men in one hit. There we go. No more yellow here. Alright, I gotta get over there. Can I, like, jump down? Yes, good. I love how he runs. Here I am. What now? I love it. Okay, there's an exclamation point up there. I guess that's another one of those lightning rods that I have to get rid of. Marine Commander. There we go. Retreat! Get out of here. Yeah, I gotta... Boom. There we go. Easy as that. With one little slingshot. Hey. There we go. Now the plot should advance now. Or do I need to have, like, all of my teammates show up in this area? Yeah, I probably have to help all of my friends that are still, like, fighting other dudes. My god, dude. Different colored clones are just showing up here to fight. I guess I can, conquer this territory if I really need to. Nami, what the fuck are you doing? There we go. Alright. There we go. Da, 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 da. West City has disappeared? I didn't want it to disappear, I just wanted to conquer the territory. Okay, exclamation point over here. Boom. Alright. So what's up? I'm trying to flee. Alright, come on, this ain't so bad. Oh my god, I feel like that hammer's not doing any damage. There we go, I helped you. Sanji healed allies with food, yeah. Alright. So Nami's like making her way up. Can't you believe Pyra is coming? Yeah, I believe it. In fact, I don't have to believe. I know. There's video evidence. There's a full trailer and screenshots and everything for it, so it's not a matter of believing. It's a matter of knowing. I know she's in it, and I'm very happy about it. Speaking of hot characters, I need to take my goddamn jacket off. I'm sweating here. Oh gosh. I love this jacket because it warms you up like a lot, but like every time I'm streaming I really gotta take it off. It's super duper warm. And you're fat. Well, I say your, not like mine. Okay, I'm assuming I have to go and like help out Sanji that's like all the way at the bottom. Of course, this mission is gonna last forever. Yeah, let's just look at Usopp run. Hello? Need help? What's up? You're just standing here. Sanji's hero power has ended. Okay, do I have to like kick someone's ass here or what? Yeah, Sanji's not moving. I think he's the only guy that I need to bring over here. Most of us do because we saw it. It's a late question. Doesn't matter. It's fine. There's a lot to ask it. Can't slip away, Alvita. Boom. There we go. Hopefully that does you in a little bit. That did absolutely nothing. No. Hit you with a hammer. Oh, there we go. Usopp hammer. The one thing that actually does do damage. You're just the man I expected you to be. Ugh. Everything has to sound sexual with her. Okay, so now that... There we go. So now that she's defeated, now he's gonna start running over there. God damn. Gotta run all the way to the other side of the map, and I'm sure you're gonna be held up by enemies popping up, so... Alright, he's relatively fast. Not as fast as me, but hey. He's like double angry. Look at him. Alright, I'll follow you. Go ahead. Whoop. Nope. Careful not to get electrified. If you ever play Fate Extell Link, one of the most boosted plays ever. I played it and I reviewed it. I got a review copy of it a long time ago, and I made a video on it. So yeah, I have played it. I played it a lot, in fact. I liked it okay. I wouldn't say it's the best Muso game I've ever played. I'd probably give that to Persona 5 Strikers, but it's good. I don't know a whole lot about the Fate series. In fact, I'll go as far as to say that I don't know anything. So you probably have a higher appreciation for it than I do, but I played it, and what little I know of it, I liked it. Oh, they even recreated the Wanted poster. That's cool. And Zoro too, right? Look at my back of the back of my head. Ah, boobs. Getting wet in the rain. I wish this game had the Dead or Alive 5 graphics where like you could see like water beads of sweat and stuff going there. I wish this had the soft engine or whatever. That engine that they had for Dead or Alive Extreme 3. GI players rather get struck by lightning. Oh, now you gotta like fight Smoker and stuff. Alright, Marines. Alright, so we gotta beat up Tashigi again. Started a barrage in Loketown. Alright, we'll go and conquer all that. Turn all that red stuff into blue stuff. Actually. Well, that was easy. Power of God Usopp. Oh my god, where the hell do you guys come from? How are you guys are so dead? Boom! Hero power. Oh, treasure event. Oh, is it like Zoro and... Nope. Buggy's trauma. Look at my hands. You scum. Alright, let me continue kicking ass, please. Taking a detour. Alright, a very angry Tashigi is here with barely any life because I already took most of it. Dude, like, the regular default attack is, like, the best attack. Because it has that finisher that just hits everything. There we go. Fire, rain, hell. Really shitty hell, if you ask me. Come on, fuck off, Tashigi. There we go. Protect the harbor. Okay, there's a big red dot. Oh, there we go. This is what I was waiting on. There you go. Easy. I don't remember them recreating this part in the game, but I'm glad that they did. It's because I'm a woman, isn't it? Because he's not a bad guy. Nope. Just because he's a pirate doesn't mean he's some mindless killer. What a weird... the music. Weird. Yeah, that whole thing. It's just a weird misunderstanding because neither of the two, like, explain themselves clearly. Well, actually, Tashigi does. Zoro kind of ruins it by just being very vague and not really, like, explaining correctly what's going on. He just lashes out, and that just, like, enables Tashigi to continue antagonizing the big evil pirate that deceived me, you know? I really hate most of the Marine characters because it's just a lot of, like, just bias of, like, oh, you pirate bad, so nothing you say matters. There we go. Marine Commander, how'd you get all the way over there? There we go. All of you are retweeting. Retweeting? No, retreating now. Immediately. Alright, you guys can take care of the rest. Hopefully. Goddamn better. There we go. Shot him in the ass with my slingshot, and that did it. Defeat the enemy and protect Loketown Harbor. Alright. There's a big yellow one. Okay, Marine Commander, but what's the yellow one? Is it Buggy or... Nope, just a pirate captain. Yeah, I was about to say, like, I already beat Alvida. Buggy's taking a detour, quote-unquote, so... Who is it? Can't be Mihawk. Can be Dragon. There we go. Nope. God, that hammer really doesn't do shit, huh? It really is made out of paper mache. I don't see the health bars going down at all. Nobody dies when I do that attack. Is Buggy coming back from his detour? Oh, there he is. I guess I've been kicking his ass the whole time. I don't know how good of a game this is for live streaming and stuff. I guess if there's a lot of people to talk to, and if there's like a Q&A thing that you can do where you can just talk about a bunch of different stuff and just constantly keep getting like questions and comments from people, it'd probably be a good streaming game. Is it good chilling stream game where, like, you know, if you don't want to think about a lot of stuff, and if you're like having a conversation with someone on Discord and just sort of like, you know, you have your brain on autopilot or whatever, then these are good games for that. But when you're here alone and you sort of like rely on yourself to kind of put on a show and no one else, this is a difficult game to stream because all of this that I'm doing right now, I mean, this is the whole game. You know, it's just a lot of choose a different character to destroy rivers and rivers of people. And eventually it ends, only for you to level up and do it all over again. Alright, we're leaving. Nami and Usopp are retweeting. They're retweeting how they're gonna leave. Set sail. Alright, we're leaving. But let me conquer this territory. Just one last time. There we go. Fuck out of here. Defeat Smoker. Alright, the final obstacle. Victory conditions have changed. Here we go. That's not the way out. Don't worry, Usopp is here to defeat Smoker for you. Okay, there he is. Alright, here he comes. There we go. Alright, at the very least, let's do him in with one of those special attacks. How to defeat Logias. When Logia characters unleash their powers and transform their appearance, they cannot be damaged with standard attacks. Yeah, that sucks. When the enemy's stunned gauge drops to 0, they'll be stunned and revert to their true form. Their attacks will be effective again. When a shark mark displays during a break and an enemy staggered Logia can be cancelled out. Okay. Okay, this is gonna suck because nobody here has any hockey. So I just have to wait until you are able to hit him somehow. There we go. I gotta get rid of this big crowd here. There we go, we're almost done. I am almost dead. Almost there. Just 50 more presses of the Y button and we'll be good to go. Alright, do we have anybody maxed out? We do not. Yeah, there we go. Not letting you activate your shit. There we go, mission successful. Finally, my god. All in a day's work for Captain Usopp. For God Usopp. Look at him. He's pissed. Kuso. Put this music ta 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 like old Dragon Ball music. Ta 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 ta. Here we go. This is cool. This is the barrel breaking scene. Let's break a barrel for no reason. That's what we should do. Launching ceremony. Orbru. And my axe. What? Cool. That's a good scene. Dun dun. Nothing but S's. SSSSS for super Usopp. Wow, YXX action was added. Cool, good to know. Oh, there we go. We got all of Tashigi and only Smoker's head. Good to know. Got Smoker's poster. Yeah, sure. Add more stuff to it. There we go. Concentration, Sniper's Wisdom. Got concentration, Hero Strength. That's a lot of money. Smoker can now be playable. No item, stuff. Cool. We've been going for almost an hour and a half, and as I said, I am... Yeah, well, there we go. Chapter 2. Episode 1. Yeah, it makes it look short. Because of how the chapters are, like, divided and stuff, but, like, it's actually really, like, long. Yeah, I mean, I forgot how long these levels actually can be. I mean, you could very, like, directly just go to the objective and just beat up whoever you have to beat up, but there's a lot of stuff on the side that you can do. You know, like there's treasure events and stuff, and if you don't skip any of the dialogue, obviously, then, you know, it goes a lot slower. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna end it here. I just had a little nice time. I just wanted to stream a little bit. I don't know why, I just felt like doing it. I know it was a little later than usual, but, hey, I don't know. I'm probably just gonna play some games and chill. I was actually updating a bunch of stuff. I updated my Oculus Quest headset, and I plugged it into my computer, and it did all of the side quest stuff, where I updated all of my side-loaded apps. I did the Apple app thing. What else? I updated the controllers. I turned on my PS4, because apparently, I didn't even know this, but there was a No Man's Sky update where they added a bunch of stuff for, like, companions and pets and stuff like that, so... I downloaded that. I have it on sleep mode right now so that it would download in the background. And that should be ready. So I think what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to maybe eat some food, go pee, just relax, get on my pajamas. And by pajamas, I mean like old t-shirts that I never used and like sweatpants, and that's it. And then maybe just lay down and play No Man's Sky until I fall asleep. And then just begin the day anew. Anyway, thank you very much, everybody who wanted to show up. I do want to make more videos right now during the weekend. Not right now. I'm really tired. So maybe tomorrow morning I'll start recording a bunch of stuff. I at least need to record maybe like 4 or 5 videos. So on my phone, I made this long list of like just really easy, like sit on in front of the camera and talk kinds of videos that I could record that are fun and they're nice ideas and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and record at least 3 of them, at the very least. I don't think I'll probably end up recording like 10 of them, so then I can just spend the rest of the week just editing them and stuff. Try and do like polls and stuff like that. I just want to make content that I like to do. And then when I finish that list, I'll probably just stop uploading for a bit, because there's this really big No Man's Sky essay that I want to do. But yeah. Anyway, thank you very much, everybody, for coming. I'll see you guys next time, and I'm out. I gotta pee really bad, so I'll see you later. I'm not gonna stick around for the post-show commentary because my bladder's about to burst. And I see that Fubuki and a whole bunch of other Hololive VTubers are like streaming Undertale, and I want to see them do that. Alright, see you later. Bye. Oh my god, I gotta pee.